Good evening, everyone. My dear teachers, leaders, students, parents, my guests from faraway land, and today's TED speakers. What a gathering. What an evening that awaits us. Only youth could have created this energetic, eclectic, power-packed atmosphere. Look at the welcome music we had, the score, straight from Narcos. What adults would have frowned upon as a story of a drug kingpin, Pablo Escobar, can even be used on a public platform in terms of the music. How do we read the pulse of the youth? Because that's the theme of the Generation Z. I think they're even called alpha, texters. I've lost count of the words. Is it a technique or a special skill to connect that we need? For some reason, our point of reference for the adult sitting here, it seems to be either our own adolescence, and that was for me around 35 years ago. That was long ago. Especially for the moral values, that's our reference. And perhaps media, especially all types that gives us the gyan of understanding young people. Or our own experiences of working, dealing with youth, and some conversations with them and maybe some reading. We still seem to be missing out the authentic way to comprehend their world, their psyche, and reading youth's pulse. Of course, we can't use the past to drive the present, let alone the future, especially when changes have been so exponential in the past decade. Look at this brick wall, their lingo. Yesterday evening, I took a lesson from them, some of them. And when I read, I couldn't comprehend these words. A lot of it sounded like Latin, or probably the youth have already coined a language, the word for their language. Let me see, how many of you adults are here who I'm going to put you to test? So your grammar lesson starts now. Let me start with simple one. Bruh. Brother became bro and now it's bruh. The next generation will say brr. This is the catch. F. That's all. That word is F, one letter word. And you know what they said? Hold on. Don't imagine the 4-letter adult word. Okay? Just hold on. Because this is the meaning that often we give it to the kids when they say F. But it means respect. Especially when somebody fails, falls, break their leg, you send a word F as a solidarity. So, I need to now reread the word F. And they type F. Then there is G. That's also another 1-letter word. Very close to bro. And it's like, you're my G. Meaning you're my buddy. And then there was a word salty. So chemistry teachers, just relax. It's nowhere near salt. Just when you feel jealous, when your heart burns, it's salty. Normie. And I thought that's just really normal. No? It means bland and boring. So next time, adults, when you get a compliment that you are a normie, just don't gloat. Because they are actually saying, you know what, how boring you are. It's so bland. So do not assume normie as normal. And this is the last one for us family people. When they text dip, this means disappear from the boring family get-together or from the even more boring classroom. So it's neither dip is that, some dip in the emotions, dip in the stock exchange value. No, 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 no. A dip means this is extremely boring. I'm just waiting to get out. So after my lessons yesterday, I think this is what I recommend to my teachers, a certification course. For all educators working with young people. And what would the curriculum be? Of course, the grammar lessons, the new English grammar and vocabulary, biology. No, we are not talking about digestive systems. We're only talking about 2 items, heart and endocrines. Okay, because as you saw that the huge heart that really welcomed you at the center, okay? And it's all about the red heart. Technology, of course, they are the digital natives, and we need to definitely learn few lessons. And the last and most important is a special course in decoding relationship, because our idea of relationship is very different from their idea of relating to each other. And just to add some real-time element, youth will be our teachers. Nice. And they will be also administering the assessment, PT 1, 2, 3, 4, and you will have your reports. Of course, I really dread to imagine the grade that I will get. But jokes apart, my dear friends, the world you are about to enter and exist, it doesn't have a great reputation. It's been better geographically than historically. It's still far more attractive visually than socially. Still, it's the only world available. No alternative exists. And even if one did, there is no guarantee that it would be much better than this one. As the fastest growing economy today, India is home to 1/5 of the world's youth. Half of its population of 1.3 billion is below the age of 25, and a quarter is below the age of 14. India's young population is its most valuable asset and most pressing challenge. It provides India with a huge and unique demographic advantage. In order to understand what youth really want and assess whether the current education meets the needs and these aspirations, World Economic Forum did a lot of survey and conducted an interview of 5,000 youth. And this is what they have to talk about. Investing in youth by developing their potential through education, job creation, and instilling the values that advance the cause of humanity is the most daunting yet promising challenges world leaders face. Above all, the changing narrative, so we nurture them and for who they are and not for what they want to become. Generation Alpha are voracious consumers of a new global economy. There is no room for cynicism in education. Pessimists need to check out and pack their bags and leave the system. Self-appointed fault finders have no takers among youth. We often find ourselves criticizing the present generation rather than embracing their spirits. Youth is an unpredictable age, often exhibiting impulsiveness and whimsicality. But let's not Scrooge where the credit is due. Youth is the foundation of a future rebel, a social doctor, and the owners of tomorrow who carry the potential to design a better society. If we really want to read their pulse, we must use education in more meaningful ways to engage with them in their terms for their roadmap, journeying their vision and aspiration. We must let them lead. Thank you.